I'm with other people at this moment and thinking that perhaps Deadpool 3 might bring back the X-Men into the Marvel Universe. Which, keep in mind that the X-Men were last seen quite some time ago with X-Men Dark Phoenix, which I've heard was not very good. I haven't seen it yet, I haven't reviewed it yet, but it's not very good from what I've heard. The only video and review that I've seen of it is the Blockbuster Busters review of it. Yeah, go figure. And also there was the new Mutant movie, which I have already talked about on the channel, and it's one of my favorite superhero films. So, with all that being said, I think it's about due time that I talk about one of my favorite X-Men runs that not a lot of people have probably heard about. Now, while the X-Men are outcasts of society, they're very strange, they're uncanny, very unique. They have one thing in common, that they're all part of the same mutant project. But what if some of them were known as exiles? What if some of them were even too weird to kind of be part of a main team? And that's why we're talking today about the brilliant, run by Judd Winicks. Let's talk about my favorite X-Men team, the Exiles. Greetings, geeks and nerds, I'm Lady Universe, and I'm white and nerdy. The Exiles. Man, oh man, this was a series that I've heard a lot of comic book reviewers here on YouTube talk about, and I'm not really kind of going to review it. I mean, I am, but I'm also going to try to recommend this to you guys because this is one of the most creative X-Men books that I have ever read in my entire comic book reading life. I mean, I've always loved the X-Men, and I know the shirt is misleading. I only have the one X-Men shirt. I didn't feel like wearing the one X-Men shirt, so I wore Miss Marvel instead because deal with it. But Deadpool 3 is promising to reunite some of the X-Men cast, specifically the X-Men animated series cast, so I thought I'd come in here and talk about my favorite run of the team, written by Judd Winicks, known as the Exiles. The Exiles are a strange and weird team that is all put together for one purpose and reason, to basically save the timeline in the future. At first, a rag-band team of mutants is all dropped into a desert. They don't know where they are, they don't know how they got there, but they remember that they're supposed to be together for one reason or another. And then the mysterious face enters. Then they all find out they're pulled together by a man, or a mutant, named known only as Time Broker. He pulls them all together, and he tells them all, listen, you all gotta work together. And you all gotta work together. And Judd Winicks picked some of the most unique talents to put onto a book because these X-Men should not work together, and yet Judd Winicks makes them work together. Judd Winicks really did his homework before he wrote this series going, listen, I love the X-Men as much as these young boys and girls do, so how do I make this team as relatable to the people that is reading this all at once? And he does a really good job. He brings in Blink, which everybody knows Blink from Marvel. Even if you never heard the name, you've seen the pink character or the pink teleporter in the Marvel Universe. He brings in Nocturne, Nightcrawler's daughter, which, yeah, I'm a big, huge Nightcrawler fan. I love Nightcrawler, and his daughter is a very relatable character to me because she has her own troubles and doubts just like I do. And I really do love her character. She falls in love with someone who she deems that basically should have never gotten her love because she's so different. I feel the exact same way. He brings in Morph, an X-Men that is basically this team's version of Beast Boy from the Teen Titans, and he makes Morph a very tragic and undermined character. There is a moment in here where Morph basically tells one of the other characters, who I'll get to in a moment, that he is different and that the X-Men don't even want him around. And it's supposed to be a team of mutants, and yet they don't want him around. And here's the thing, too, with this Morph. Not only was he a part of the New Mutants, he also was a part of the Avengers. This is big. He also picks, and he also makes him the main character behind the series, kind of. He picked an old obscure enemy of X-Men past, Mimic, and he makes them the most relatable character ever. And then this ragman team has their first adventure. And what do you think their first adventure would be? And Broker gives them a clue. You have to go and find a man who once united you all together. I wonder who in the X-Men universe has united this entire team together. So their first mission is to go into this mutant jail, basically like a mutant Rikers, and break out Charles Xavier. Except there's a twist. This is not the Charles Xavier that once raised his team. This is a Magneto-styled Charles Xavier who'd rather kill all humans and leave mutant kind to be the full potential. Yes, seriously. And then you know what's worse? He goes in and he makes his own Brotherhood of Evil, with an alternate version of Johnny Storm, an alternate version of Spider-Woman, his brother, Kane Marco, Domino, and one of my favorite and also obscure mutants, Chamber, to go after the X-Men. Also, I feel I should mention this. There is a son of Magneto in this series called Magnus, who basically has Magneto's powers. He can manipulate and control magnets and metal and everything whoop-de-doo, and he's actually a pretty interesting character. And then he's killed off in a wonderful fashion, saving everybody and everyone's life that he can. This is only the first issue. They eventually get more characters on the way, such as they get a female version of Sunfire, that actually becomes one of my favorite characters, and then they have to go and try to stop the Phoenix Force from rising by joining the Chris Claremont and John Byrne team. This is only the second issue where it takes off. This is why Judd Winicks is a very good writer in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. This man knows how to write a story, and a damn good one, with some really damn impressive characters throughout the majority of the book. That, my friend, is basically the eternament of, I believe, either the first 2 or the first 3 freaking issues just in the first trade paperback. 3 or 4, I forget. Yeah, seriously. And it only gets better from there. This team goes on wacky and wild journeys that nobody would talk about. People have compared this to the Scott Bakula series Quantum Leap. This is Quantum Leap meets the X-Men. This is how good this series is. And Mike McConaughey does amazing artwork, especially trying to capture John Byrne. And John Byrne is one of my favorite comic book artists to do the artwork, or for Mike McConaughey to mimic the artwork of John Byrne. That's amazing. That in itself is a complete success on his part. But then the series gets even better, if you can believe it or not. The Exiles gets immediately better. Like, for example, the Exiles have to join Wolverine's very first team of Alpha Flight and help them take down the Incredible fucking Hulk. That is not a joke. That actually happens. Then it gets better, because in issue 7, it's an entire dream sequence happening, and yet there is no words or dialogue being spoken. It's just what the people, or the Exiles, are dreaming of. And just like our own dreams, some of them are very happy, some of them are worthwhile, some of them are really incredible, but then there's others that go into darker places and territories that you'd never dream of. Also, I think that this is funny. Nocturne has a dream about fucking Thunderbird or Warbird or John Proudstar in this series, and then guess what? She ends up waking up, and she ends up making love to John Proudstar. That actually is kind of funny, and I just wanted to point it out because usually sometimes dreams, that kind of happens. I know the familiar term, once you go black, you never go back, but I guess it's once you go blue, then your heart has always stayed true. But they go on even more crazier adventures than this. I mean, they go to like a Hulk-trained planet. They go and fight a Spider-Man doppelganger. They go back in time to where fucking Devil Dinosaur existed. They have to serve the CIA and protect the president. They have to join the Secret Service. They have to team up with different X-Men throughout the entire history. The list goes on and on. They even had to raise a team of kid Avengers, and they also had to have an experience with antelope people. Why antelope people? Nobody knows. And also, I know that Marvel Secret Wars is a thing that's happening on Disney Plus right now. And yeah, they even get tied in a little bit to Secret Wars with the Kree Empire. Yeah, that's actually a thing that actually happens in this, or the Skrulls, I mean, not the Kree Empire. And the team even had to fight off against Galactus because they were trapped on a World War planet where they all had to keep fighting against each other just to appease the god Galactus. Yes, you're actually seeing this. No, you're not high. And well, unfortunately, John Proudstar or Warbird is gonna die. So they get meted up with a different Sasquatch version as Nocturne is broken-hearted that her husband and father of a child, yes, she ended up becoming pregnant, is dead as they get teleported through. Which leads into an issue where everybody, except for Sunspot and Morph, are all naked on the beach. Yes, because they needed their time to relaxation, so they decided to go to a nudist beach. And yes, is that drawing teeth familiar? That's because it's also been used for Starfire sometimes on the Teen Titans. But this issue actually is a nice bonding moment because you really do get to see the team get bonded together, and it's actually quite nice. But the best moment probably comes from both Morph and Sunfire in this issue. So there is a moment where Morph is hanging out with Sunfire because she's brand new to the team and they all want to get naked with each other, which of course Blink has a romantic relationship with Mimic that was pointed out in the series, and it's actually a very great relationship, honestly. And then you have Nocturne, like I said, with Thunderbird or Warbird, John Proudstar, whatever the hell that he's supposed to be known as. But there is a moment where Morph and Sunfire are at a restaurant eating together, and Morph admits his feeling to Sunfire. Like he's like, "Look, you're a really pretty girl. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You're just an amazing. You're a spark of flame in life." He said something corny like that. I'm not sure if I'm referencing him that well, but basically tells her like he's the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen, and that she and that she's basically the love of his life, so to speak, that he just met just today. And then she goes, "Yeah, Morph, that's really nice and everything, but I am gay." And he goes, "You're happy." I thought that was a nice little joke. I'm like, because a lot of people don't know what gay really officially means. Even still nowadays, there are still people that kind of question that term in a sense. So, kind of nice to see reference. And then she goes, "No, no, I prefer women over men." And then it hits more very, very well, which I only own the two trade paperbacks of the series, but if there is more moments like that, that would be great to have. Like maybe have someone join the team that Sunfire actually falls in love with, and also Sunfire is also relatable because she's the daughter of these I don't think they're Japanese, I think they're Chinese people. And because she is a daughter and not a son, she is outcasted by her own family because in the olden days, I'm not so sure about today, but back in the past, if you were yeah, if you were Chinese and born into a family, you were supposed to have basically a firstborn son, I think was the term of it, and you weren't allowed to have the daughters. It was a really screwed up time in Chinese history during that point. I don't think it was Japanese, I think it was mostly Chinese. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, it is referenced in here, and I was like, oh, um, wonderful. Like I forget if she is either Japanese or Chinese, so that's why I'm saying that. And it's like, oh, that's that's wonderful. That is extremely great to have reference in this, and it makes her feel even more of an outsider. Even the fact of making her gay makes her even more of an outsider on a team of outsiders. And even when she's talking to Morph, Morph goes, "I know why I'm here. The team doesn't like me. I annoy the entire team. Nobody really loves or respects me. I'm just a joke. I don't even know why I joined up with the Avengers and everything." And I was reading it going, oh, poor Morph, my baby boy. He was my spirit animal during that because I have that moment so many times during my life, even still nowadays, where I'm like, oh, I'm annoying. No one really cares about me. No one loves me or anything. And there are so many days I feel like that where people just have to come along and cheer me up, which a lot of people actually do during that case. But I was like, oh, Morph, my heart goes out to you. So I am recommending the Exile to you people. I cannot recommend this enough. This is one of the best X-Men story that I've seen. The artwork by Mike McConaughey again is a damn really good, impressive artwork. I really do like his art in this series. He really captures a lot of the past books that have been written on very very well. Um, but yeah, Mike McConaughey actually is my favorite X-Men artist. Truthfully, he does a really good job of capturing everything that he can into the X-Men work through his own art style, which I think is fantastic. So go and pick up the Exiles. I don't know if there is a complete collection or an omnibus. And again, all I own right now are the first two trade paperbacks. I think it's like the first issue into like the 11th or 12th issue. So go and check it out right now. It is a very damn good series, and Judd Winicks is an amazing writer. And this is a series that really he gives all his all to. He's like, okay, I have this ragman team. I have this idea to send them through time and different spaces, to different multiverses, to different timelines. Let's see how I can have fun with this, and he really does, and I'm really surprised that I liked it as much as I do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can join my Exile team by subscribing to my YouTube channel or by checking me out at Twitter with the link in the description down below. Also be sure to like these videos, and in case you want to stay notified about when I upload a video. I don't know if it's still a thing. Click the bell icon so you can be notified every single time that I make an upload up here on YouTube. And as always, X-Men forever. And let's just hope that if the X-Men do return after Deadpool 3, they'll have a much better movie than what Dark Phoenix had been. I might get and review X-Men Dark Phoenix just so people can hear my opinions and review on it if I ever find it, but I haven't found a copy yet. But I'm just saying, if I do. If not, don't worry about it. Yeah, it could even happen in the future. Who knows? But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Lady Universe. I'm White Nerdy. Keep eking on. And as always, guys, take care. And I'll see you next time.